everyone, my name is Megan Dobson and I am a manager of customer success here at Mural. Mural is a digital whiteboard collaboration tool that offers professional services and training for all of our users. Mural is intuitive enough for a beginner to get started and also advanced enough that you can have really awesome workflows in Mural as well. We're really excited to start with our Intro to Mural 1 session that is all about the tools and foundational knowledge that you'll need to know to be able to use Mural in your everyday work. We really see Mural as an asset to every single team, especially those that are trying to reduce the amount of meetings and time that they're stuck in meetings. Why don't you make it a mural instead? Before we begin with the tooling and how to use Mural, I want to walk you through the navigation of Mural itself. So it's really important to know when you first get into a mural to look in the right places and get a feel for the navigation. So I'm going to lead you over here to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Over here you can see the zoom settings, how far we are in the mural. You also have the option to open up your map. The map tells you exactly where you are in the mural. It tells you where others are in the mural as well. So you can see my little avatar at the bottom of my screen is light blue, just like my little square is in the mini map on the bottom right-hand corner. And you can toggle that on and off. Another thing to point out is the navigation settings. So here you can see there's either trackpad mode or mouse mode, and people are very adamant about which mode they prefer. I'm a mouse moder for life. Click on the mode that you prefer, try it out. Mouse mode's a bit more like a Google map that you zoom in and out. Trackpad mode is more of an up and down, side to side motion. Check them out, figure out which one works best for you. All right, and then last but not least, when you're in a mural, you can either click and drag, or you can click on your space bar to go into move mode, and this allows you to navigate through the mural without clicking on anything. We'll talk a little bit more about locking things down and making sure that you don't mess up the overall structure of the mural in a little bit. So now that you know where to look to figure out your navigation settings, you know how to adjust your navigation settings, it's really important to not get lost as well. So when you're in a mural, you might see a lot of different cursors, you might see a lot of people inside of your mural navigating. What you can do is you can always come back to the center of your mural at the bottom of your screen. You have the avatar where the facilitator is, designated with a little star, and you can go ahead and click on that avatar whenever you need to find where the facilitator is in the mural. So if you see my avatar here, you can click on it. Mural will zoom right to where I am in the mural. Also, we use Mural and Canvas interchangeably. So when I'm talking about a mural, I could be talking about the mural board. When I'm talking about the canvas, same thing. Last but not least, you might notice that we are in a web browser. This is the best way to use Mural. You can use Firefox, Chrome, Edge. That's our preferred browsers. We also have apps that you can download that also use Mural. All right, now that you know the navigation, let's get over to the structure and organization of Mural. So you might be wondering how Mural is organized. So if I zoom out here, this is the Mural board or canvas that I'm in right now. Within your own Mural account, you'll have a workspace, which then is divided into rooms, which is then divided into folders where you can then organize your content. So you're probably thinking, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. So let's go back into the dashboard and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So top left of your screen, next to the title of the mural that you're in, you can see I'm in the Intro to Mural 1. I can click onto my dashboard, I can get back into the main interface. This is where my settings live, this is where my account profile is. You can see top right-hand corner of the screen here, I can see my profile, my settings, my notification settings. And then the top left of the screen is where I can start from a new mural. I can start from templates, I can star murals to come back to them, I can go to rooms. This is how it's organized. So, I am in the Megan's Demo workspace. You will most likely be a part of your company's workspace. Your company might have a handful of workspaces. Then from there, Rooms is the next in the hierarchy. So you can click on a room and then you're able to see the structure of where this content lives. So I have this Mural Live room that I then have multiple murals within that room. And from there, I could even start a folder. So I could say that this is my Mural 1 folder, I could create that folder, and then I can easily drag and drop my murals into that folder so I can find it later. This is just a way to organize your work and come back to it. If you're ever lost in this screen, I always suggest clicking onto your Murals button here, and then you're able to see your recently opened murals, and then you can easily get right back into the mural that you were in. So I'm gonna jump back into my Intro to Mural 1 mural, and we'll get back into this presentation. One thing to note is you are able to turn a room either private or keep it public. What I mean by that is a public room, an open room, means that anyone is able to enter it from your workspace. So any of your colleagues within your company are able to tap right into that room and see the content. A private room, however, you can restrict some people from seeing it. So let's say I just have my team that I want them to be able to access our team meetings that we hold every week, which are in Murals. I can create a private room for my team, only give those 5 people access to it, and they'll only be able to see it. So private rooms are great for workshops, team meetings, a certain project that you're working on with just a small cohort. Create a private room, add them to it, and then no one else will be able to see it within your organization. And you can always change the settings later. Now that you know how Mural is structured, let's jump ahead to the membership model and the different user types that can come into Mural. At the top right-hand side of your screen, you can click the Share button, and this is how you get users in. The 3 different types of users are members, guests, and visitors. Members are your core team members. These people are a part of your organization, and they get the full suite of Mural. They can facilitate, they can share murals, they can create templates, they can do it all. This first tab is how you invite in a member. You can either share a link with them, or you can invite them directly through their email. And note that you can also change their editing access, whether or not you want them to just view the mural only, or if you want them to come in and collaborate with you. Guests can also be invited in through the same way, either through the link or the email. However, a guest is someone that is external to your organization. So guests can be a customer of yours, a third-party vendor, perhaps a partner of yours that's outside of your organization, and you can still invite them in to collaborate with you. However, guests will have a bit more restricted access. Like they won't be able to invite others, they won't be able to create their own content. They'll be able to come in and share with you. However, they won't be able to create murals or create templates. Guests are best for customers or your partners. And then last but not least, if I go back to that Share button, the Visitor tab, totally separate tab. Both members and guests are prompted to log in. However, a visitor is able to just click on a one-time URL to access a mural link. This is great for one-time collaborators, maybe someone that's brand new to Mural and they just want to try it out. It can be someone inside or outside of your organization, but again, they come in through a one-time link and they cannot log in, they cannot create murals, nor can they create templates or some of our full suite, like our facilitation superpowers. However, visitors are great, again, for one-time collaboration. You can copy this link, share it with them, and then they're able to come in and edit. You can also change their access to view only, and you can turn off their access after your collaboration session. So perhaps you want to invite someone in for one-time collaboration through the visitor link. You invite them in, they share with you for an hour and brainstorm, and then you can actually revoke their access so they're not able to access that link again. And you'll notice that we have some visitor link security as well for this purpose. All right. Now that you know about our membership model, whether a member, a guest, or a visitor has entered into your mural, let's talk a bit about how you can use Mural and the different ways to use Mural. So earlier, I showed you in the dashboard that you can create a mural from scratch. You can click on a mural, it can be a white canvas, and you can just start creating content on it. I'll teach you in just a couple minutes how to add content to your mural. But before we do that, I also want to talk about templates. So you can see here we have a lot of different templates. These are just a small selection of the opportunities of templates that we have. So to start off at the top here, you can use a template for warm-ups and energizers. You can use a Crazy Eights template to brainstorm with your team. User story mapping, retrospectives if you're an agile team. You can plan feature launches for your product team. And there's leadership meetings, goal tracking. We have every template under the sun that you can use. So you're probably wondering, okay, cool, how do I use that template? So let's talk about that. So let's say we want to use this retrospectives template. This happens to be a link that I have in this mural that I could double click and open up in a separate tab. So here we go. Here is our retrospective template. So you can find this in the dashboard. You can start a mural from a template. You could save it for later, or you could share it with a friend that maybe you think that they would be able to use this template. But for today, we're gonna go ahead and create a mural from this template. So I'm gonna go ahead and click Create a Mural. I wanna pick what room it's going to live in, so we're already being organized right off the bat, and I want it to live in my Mural Live room, and then I'm gonna go ahead and click Create Mural. So now I've created a mural from this template, and there's a couple things that I would do here to customize. Top left-hand corner of the screen, we'll want to change the untitled mural to a name. So let's name it our Team's Q1 Retrospective. And then from here, I can start to customize this template. So all of our templates are customizable. They come with instructions on how to use them. And then from there, you can really start to make it your own, add your branding to it, add your own flavor to it. So for here, for this template, I'm gonna go ahead and start to change the colors to create something that's a little bit more on brand with my company. So I can go ahead and ungroup this. I'm right-clicking, I'm clicking ungroup, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just change a couple of these colors. So I have my mural colors already added into my toolbar here. And what you can do is you can add custom colors. So I can actually click this add color here. I can add my custom color that matches my brand, and we can add that. But I already have these saved in my custom color palette, so I'm able to just go ahead and click on my mural colors here. So you could multi-select icons as well. You could move this around. I could also make this a bit larger if I wanted to have the brainstorming be a bit larger or smaller. We can take out sections as well. So I could totally hover over this. I'm clicking Shift on my keyboard, hovering over, and I'm gonna go ahead and delete this whole section out because I don't need that for my particular template. But what's great is I could reuse this template again, and it'll already have my brand colors. It'll already have exactly what I need on it. So I could also move this section down if I wanted to add another icebreaker at the top here. So maybe I'm gonna duplicate this by pressing Command D. I'm gonna duplicate this, add an icebreaker, and we could start to really add and subtract things out of this template. Now that you've learned how to customize a template and how to start from a template, let's go back into our main mural and talk about integrating with your tool stack. We offer a lot of different integrations across Google, Microsoft, and other tools to really make sure that Mural is integrated with the work that you're already doing. So I have some images here of the different integrations through Google Drive, Google Calendar. We also have Mural and Microsoft integrations like our Mural plus Teams integration, Azure DevOps, GitHub, OneDrive, you name it. It makes it really easy to integrate Mural with what you have in your own personal tool stack. And then lastly here, I have other common integrations such as Slack, we have Zoom, WebEx, SharePoint, Figma, Asana. Again, we don't want to recreate the wheel here. We want to be able to add Mural to all of the other ways that you're already working. Now that we've talked about how to use a template, we've talked about integrating with your tool stack, the last portion of our session today is going to be adding content using the left-hand toolbar. So let's get into it. At the top left-hand side of your toolbar, you'll see the sticky note icon. From here, you can actually drag and drop sticky notes, or you can just double-click on the mural to add sticky notes. Sticky notes are great for thoughts, ideas. If you're having a brainstorming session, throw it all on a sticky note. So I'm gonna start to say I have some thoughts, I have feedback. You can also have different colors and shapes of the sticky notes. A couple different ways to use the color coding. You can either say, I'm gonna be blue for this entire session and I'll be able to come back to all of my different blue sticky notes. You can also say that all of the green sticky notes are gonna be the things that we work on. All of the red sticky notes are the things that we need feedback on, etc. So I can go ahead and add that. And then that way, when you come back to your session, you're able to really visualize, okay, all of the green was the good, all of the red needs feedback on it, we need to come back, and you're able to understand what the sticky notes meant. Or you can just keep all of the sticky notes at whatever color that the participants want to keep them. You can change the size of sticky notes, you can change the shape of them. We have circle sticky notes, every color that you can imagine. And what's really cool is you can actually start to organize them as well. So I can click Shift on my keyboard here, and I can hover over these sticky notes, and I can actually arrange them. I could arrange them in a row, I could arrange them into a column, I could arrange them by type as well. So if you arrange them by type, you'd then see all of the pink sticky notes, all of the red sticky notes, all of the yellow sticky notes, so on and so forth, and you'd be able to visualize how much you received of each type of content. A couple other things to point out on the sticky notes as well. You can resize the sticky notes, so I could actually click on this resize button. I could go to the default size, and then I'm able to arrange them here so they're all organized and they're all the same size. Because as you know, if you have participants coming into your mural, some people may want to make a really giant sticky note, and then you're creating content around that. So we always say, try to keep the sticky notes at the default size. So this is how people will typically add content, is through the sticky notes. You'll also see in this same section here, we have text. You can actually grab a heading or paragraph to really create a presentation out of your mural, like I have done here with the adding content title. Now that you know about sticky notes, let's talk about connecting sticky notes and really starting to mind map and project plan and creating an idea. So over here, we have our shapes and connectors. So if I open up our shapes and connectors toolbar, you can see I have my connectors that I can easily attach to different portions of my mural. So I can drag and drop this connector, I can add it to this sticky note, I can have it connect to this sticky note as well. I can change the type of connector it is to either a curved connector or an elbow connector. I can change the text and size and shape of it as well. A lot of different options. So let's say I have a problem that I need to start brainstorming a solution for. So for example, I can say, I'm going to double click on my keyboard here and add my sticky note. I'm going to change the color of it, and I'm going to say, what should I eat for dinner? And then from here, I can start to use my quick connector points. So that's something that you can turn on in the connector library here. You can enable connector points. You can hover over them, and then they'll start to add connectors and stickies right away. You don't have to keep double clicking and adding them and connecting them. So from here, I can start my thought process of, okay, well, I have chicken in the fridge, and then I could also add another connector point and say I have Parmesan cheese in the fridge. I can also say I have some breadcrumbs, and then I'm going to continue my brainstorming all the way to the end of, okay, easy, for dinner, I'm going to have chicken Parmesan. And that's my solution here. So that's a quick way to use the connector points. From here, I could change the colors of these. I could say my end point, I want that to be green, so I really can designate it. Or I can add a label here as well to say the end or the solution. I could say this is the beginning, so this is the problem. And now I have a full-on flowchart created of my issue all the way into an idea. Next, we're going to talk about 3 different types of ways to visualize inside of Mural, and that's going to be through drawing, icons, and images. So drawing, on the left-hand toolbar, you're going to go ahead and click on that little pencil, and that's going to put us in draw mode. You'll notice that the UI totally shifts here to enter draw mode. That way you're able to just draw right on the canvas. This is a great time to bring out your tablets, your iPads, if you have a pencil that you can draw on. You can add Mural to that hardware as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just start adding a drawing to my mural. I can undo, I can grab the pen here, and I can start to just draw an image. Maybe I'm trying to understand a new mural goodie, and I want to create a mural mug, so I'm just thinking out loud of what I want to create. There's also, you can erase content, you can add the line width, you can change the color of it, and then when you're done drawing, you can click the done drawing. It brings the normal UI back up. And then this icon that I created is now something that I can resize and move around my canvas. So I've just created my own drawing here. Other use cases for drawing, you can circle, you can mark up on the mural, whatever you'd like to really understand or to collaborate with your partners in this mural with you. All right, the next thing that you can do is the icon library. So what you can do is you can go ahead and click on the little icon here. This opens up our icon library that you can search for whatever you would like to visualize here. So perhaps somebody left a question or left a comment in a sticky note. So here's a comment that was left, and maybe you really don't understand what they said and you want to be able to follow up. Instead of stopping them right when they're presenting, you could go ahead and grab a question mark icon and put it on that sticky note so you know to come back to it later, that you had a question on it and you want to talk to that person about it. You could put a thumbs up if you really like what that person shared as well. You could put some hearts, a lot of different ways to visualize in the canvas. And to prove to you that we have every icon under the sun, I can type in Wilson here from Castaway. I can drag and drop him onto my mural and prove that we have every icon you can imagine in our mural icon library. The next way to visualize in Mural is through our images panel. Here you can go ahead and click on that icon and you can search directly in the web. We also have the ability to search through our Giphy, Jiffy, however you like to say it, library, and you can also add GIFs onto your mural. So what I mean by that is you can actually click into this keyword search panel and I could say, okay, I'm facilitating a brainstorming session. I want to do an icebreaker. Let's talk about how's everyone feeling today. So I'm going to go into the Giphy lab here and I'm going to say I'm feeling happy today. So I could go ahead and go through some of these GIFs here. Let's see. We'll add this one here, good old Dr. Evil. That's how I'm feeling today, and you can drag and drop it right onto the mural. We also can search right from the web, so instead of having to go through and search on a different search tool, you can go ahead and search right in our image library, and I could say, perhaps I'm doing a collaborative session and I want to create a presentation that evokes collaboration. I'm going to go ahead and type in collaboration here on the web. We'll see what that pulls up. Some really great imagery on collaboration. I really like this one. I'm gonna go ahead and drag and drop it onto my mural. I could then crop it directly here in Mural. I'm gonna crop it. And then I could even add a title to it. So we talked about the text panel. I could go ahead and drag and drop my heading here. And I could say this is my section on collaboration. I'm gonna go ahead and bold it. We'll make it the text black, we'll give it a background so you can see it, and then I'm going to start to really just create my presentation right through Mural. So I'll put that down there, add the title, a lot of different things that you can do here. We'll drag it right there, awesome. Now even center my text here. So images and GIFs, again, really great way to add imagery and really spark a beautiful presentation here in Mural. So last but not least, we have our frameworks and tables. So our icon under our image library is our handy dandy frameworks. If you open that up, you'll see areas, frameworks, and different types of really small snippets of content that you can add into your mural for a quick collaborative session. So what do I mean by that? So you'll see that there's agile types of frameworks, so a quick retrospective. I can drag and drop that framework on my mural. I can see it's a little bit large for my own mural here. I could make it a bit smaller. I could adjust the text size here, and then I can start to zoom in. And so right away, I could say, okay, I'm gonna share this mural with my collaborators. I'm gonna invite them in, and I'm gonna ask them to fill out this retrospective framework. So what they could do is they could double click right here on this section. They could add what went well. So what went well, it was a great presentation. What didn't go well, there was a lot of noise, outside noise. And then what are our actions? Okay, maybe our actions are to find a quieter room next time we have a presentation. So that's just a quick retrospective that we put together. And what's great is because we used a framework, I didn't have to do any preparation here. It's already all set for me. And all of the content that was added to it stays nice and glued to that framework. So if you're new to our ways of working, if you're new to design thinking or Luma, frameworks are a really great way to start to learn the different recipes and the different ways of working. So if I keep clicking here, we also have calendars. You'll see that we have Luma recipes here. Again, you can drag and drop those frameworks, add content to them, and they're already ready to go. Really easy way to collaborate with your team. And I also like to put calendars on my mural, so I'm able to drag and drop the calendar, and we again could start to visualize, okay, we have a project due at the end of this month. I'm gonna add a sticky note here. I'm gonna circle, maybe you open up your draw tool and start to draw on it as well. Whatever it takes, you can use all the different features that we already talked about to really visualize and customize these frameworks. All right, so we've gotten through the entire left-hand toolbar except for one more thing, which is our content library. So as we wrap up today's session, I'd like to show you this getting started guide. This is a pro tip for any facilitator or anyone new to Mural that wants to share the joy of Mural with others. You can use this getting started guide and put it in every single mural that you use, so new people to Mural can also learn how to use it quickly. So it has a lot of the items that we talked about today. It has how to navigate, how to not get lost and find your facilitator, how to contribute and what all of the different icons mean, and the essential shortcuts to getting started with Mural. So what you can do is you can actually click Shift and drag over all of this content in this Getting Started guide, and I'm going to add it to my content library. So I'm gonna right click on this and I'm gonna click Save to Content Library. I'm gonna go ahead and name it my Getting Started guide. I'm gonna save it. So now this lives in my own personal content library, meaning I could go to my retrospective that we talked about earlier, that new template, and I could go ahead and open up my content library, and I can drag and drop that Getting Started guide here. And then this way, anyone that comes and joins this mural will have a Getting Started guide, and they'll know exactly what to do when they enter this mural. So our content library is personal to our own account, so my content library won't be the same as your content library, but it's a really great way to save content and reuse it and repurpose it in every different mural that you use. So some things I like to put in my content library include that Getting Started guide, my title and headshot if I'm doing a lot of presentations, or snippets of content that are going to stay the same and that you just want to be able to customize. It's a really great way to repurpose work so you don't have to start from scratch. So that's our Getting Started guide. I will leave you with making sure to save that to your content library. Also check out our Help Center and our Mural webinars. Both of them can be found in the description of this video. And I invite you to our Intro to Mural 2 session where we'll talk about facilitation features and also how to apply all of your learnings to your everyday work. Thanks everyone.